We are the people of the future. Yes. And I think about having my children and he came into her life out of the blue. She was 40 and getting over her breakup. He was 25 years old, very nice, and promised her everything. But what began as the most talked about relationship in Hollywood ended in Demi Moore's saddest time. She's finally telling the whole story now that she's 62. The loss they hid, the threesomes she feels bad about, and the drug abuse that almost killed her. This is the truth about what happened between Demi and Ashton. She was born in Roswell, New Mexico on November 11, 1962. From the beginning her life was hard. Her mother had a hard time taking care of her because her father had left before she was born. Things got worse when Demi was only 15 and was betrayed in a terrible way. She wrote in her autobiography that her mother let an older guy hurt her for $500. For years this hurt her deeply and made her feel bad. Her home life was a mess. Both of her parents drank a lot, and the family moved around a lot. Dimitri never felt safe or steady until she was 14 years old. She had been hurt over 30 times. She went through something that no child should when she was only 12. Her mom tried to kill herself. Demi's dad held her down while she used her little hands to get pills out of her mother's mouth. She had to grow up way too quickly after that. Demi's school wasn't any better. She had trouble reading and writing, and she had to have surgery on both eyes because of a health problem. She quit school when she was 16 and moved out on her own. To make money she did a lot of different jobs, like modeling and collecting debts. She got married to rock singer Freddie Moore when she was 17. She wanted to leave her difficult past behind, but they were only married for 4 years. Demi didn't give up, no matter what. She kept going because she wanted a better future. Demi's first big chance came when she was 19. She was chosen to play a reporter called Jackie Templeton on the soap show General Hospital. More than 1,000 women tried out for the part, but Demi stood out. Each show only paid her $750, but this part was the start of something bigger. She played Jackie, a tough and driven woman who wasn't often seen on TV at that time. Both fans and producers were pleased by Demi's performance. Off-screen, Demi had a big problem. She was having trouble with addiction. She had a lot of fun and often partied for days. Joel Schumacher, who directed her, stepped in when he saw how good she could be. He made sure she had someone with her all the time while she filmed her next big movie, St. Elmo's Fire, which helped her stay clean. She was able to change her life with this help. The movie St. Elmo's Fire, which Demi was in 1985, was a big hit. The movie was about a group of friends figuring out how to be adults. Rob Lowe and Emilio Estevez were two other young stars in the movie. Demi played Jules, a party girl who had problems, which was a lot like some of the problems she had in real life, but it wasn't easy to get the part. Joel Schumacher told her she had to get clean or lose the job. Demi made the decision to fight her problem, and she did. The company even paid for someone to stay with her while she was shooting to make sure she didn't get off track. Demi joined the Brat Pack, a group of young stars on the rise in the 1980s, because of the movie. The players didn't like the term, but it made them famous, and got a lot of attention. Demi's role in St. Elmo's Fire gave her more opportunities. Not long after, she was in movies like Ghost and About Last Night, which made her one of the huge stars in Hollywood. People still talk about the Bratz Pack after all these years. A documentary called Bratz came out in 2024, where Demi and her co-stars talked about that time. There are even plans for a follow-up to St. Elmo's Fire, where the original group, including Demi, might get back together. With the movie Ghost in 1990, Demi Moore became a big star. Even though it only cost $22 to $23 million to make, the movie was a huge hit, earning $505.7 million around the world. This movie made a lot of money. It was the third most successful movie of all time at the time. It was the most rented movie in the US in 1991 because so many people loved it. Moore played Molly Jensen in Ghost, and her acting moved people deeply. Unchained Melody became the theme song for the scene with Patrick Swayze and the pottery wheel, and is still thought of as one of the most famous movie scenes ever. Her short haircut in the movie also became popular around the world, and women all over did the same thing. It was important to Moore personally that the movie did well. Another big hit was Bruce Willis's movie Die Hard 2, which came out at the same time as Ghost. At one point, Both of their movies were the most popular ones in cinemas at the same time. Another married Hollywood couple wouldn't have this happen to them again until 34 years later. Moore was nominated for a Golden Globe and won a Saturn Award for Best Actress, because of how well Ghost did. This shows how much both reviewers and fans liked her work. It wasn't just a love story, in a way that was new for Hollywood. It mixed romance, comedy, and strange bits. It showed that movies with original ideas could still be big hits. After Ghost continued to shine in big parts, this made directors want to try telling stories in more creative ways in the years that followed. She was in the movie A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson in 1992. The movie made over $243 million around the world, and Moore played Lieutenant Commander Joanne Galloway, who proved she could handle a serious, mostly male-oriented movie. Moore played an Indecent Proposal in 1993. The movie made nearly $267 million at the box office, even though it only cost $38 million to make. The movie made me think about something. For $1 million, would a married woman sleep with a stranger? Moore played Diana Murphy, and her role caused a lot of discussion about right and wrong, and relationships. But people also said bad things about the part. Some feminists said the movie treated women like things. In the end, she said that the reaction she got during this time was one of the hardest times in her career. She kept taking on risky jobs anyway, because she saw them as a way to fight against what society thinks women should be like. Moore's career took an even bigger risk when he made two movies in the mid-1990s that caused a lot of trouble. She played a stripper in the 1996 movie Striptease. Many people saw the movie because of its risky subject and Moore's bare scenes. For the part, she got $12.5 million, which made her the highest paid actor in Hollywood at the time. Then Moore was in G.I. Jane in 1997. In this movie, she played the first woman to become a Navy SEAL. Moore shaved her head on camera and did a lot of her own moves to get ready for the part. She also worked out very hard, getting stronger, and dropping her body fat to just 10%. Moore showed two different sides in these parts. She was proud of being female and sexual in Striptease. She played a tough manly character in G.I. Jane. This caused arguments about the roles of men and women in Hollywood. Moore herself thought about this, and said that portraying a stripper made women sad, and portraying a soldier made guys sad. These movies caused a lot of trouble, but they also made Moore an even bigger star. But the criticism and attention from the public had a big effect on her. Moore wrote in her 2019 autobiography that this time was the start of a hard time in her personal life, when she had problems with drugs and her body image. Marriage to artist Freddie Moore when Demi Moore was only 17 years old, was a big event in her life. On February 8, 1980, this took place. They weren't in love when they got married. It was more about getting away from the pain of losing her dad. In her autobiography, Inside Out, written many years later, she said this: she wasn't even excited or happy the night before the wedding. Instead, she was on the phone with a man she met on a movie set. The marriage didn't seem like it would work even before it began. His last name became her stage name, and it stayed with her the whole time she was famous. They even worked on some songs together while they were married. One of them, It's Not a Rumor, was a small hit, but it was hard to be with them. It was hard for Demi to figure out who she was while in a relationship with an adult. She later said that she broke up the marriage because she knew inside that it wasn't right. Even though it stopped in 1985, it changed the way she thought about love and herself. But Demi's relationship with Bruce Willis began like a movie plot. At the time, Demi was engaged to Emilio Estevez, and they met at a launch in 1987. There was a clear spark between Demi and Bruce. After 4 months, Bruce asked her to marry him while they were in Las Vegas for a boxing match. On November 21, 1987, they got married right then and there. It was hasty, but it worked for a while. They became one of the most popular pairs in Hollywood. Bruce was becoming a big star after Die Hard, and Demi was making a lot of money, and was one of the best paid actors of all time. They had 3 girls together. Story: she was born in 1988, Scout in 1991, and Tallulah in 1994. They worked different jobs though, and had different ideas about what a family should be like. Bruce wanted Demi to spend more time at home, but she was making records by making $12.5 million for striptease, and didn't seem to be slowing down. Even though there were problems, they were able to stay together for a long time. They were even in the movie Mortal Thoughts together, but they split up in 1998, after being married for 11 years. In contrast to many Hollywood divorces, theirs was surprisingly calm. They stayed good friends.